welcome. You're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. DMK President and Leader of Opposition M.K. Stalin has hit out at the TVK government after Opposition Leader Udhayanidhi Stalin was arrested this morning from his residence over remarks against actor Trisha. Stalin alleges that the arrest was an attempt to divert the attention from the government's failure on the Kaveri and the Mekedati issues and to prevent Udhayanidhi from attending tomorrow's assembly session. In a strongly worded statement, Stalin called it a joker cabinet and accused the government of filing multiple cases to deny bail and intimidate the opposition leaders as well. He also demanded the immediate release of DMK workers arrested during the protests across Tamil Nadu. The drama took a turn in court as the Madras High Court directed that Udhayanidhi be released today, calling it a resounding blow to what Stalin termed the BJP's fascist tendencies. Well, let's discuss this further with our guests who are joining us on this broadcast, Mr. Venkat Narayan, who's a senior journalist, and Mr. K.V. Lakshman, who's a political analyst. I welcome you both and I thank you for your time. Let's start off this discussion with Mr. Narayan. Sir, I want to understand from your perspective, firstly, how do you look at this, immediate arrest and detention that took place, and then after that, the court granting him bail?
Shivani, I'm afraid something is not right with Udhayanidhi Stalin's mental makeup. He landed into trouble in September 2023 when he called Sanatana Dharma, malaria and dengue, and it must be finished and all that. And the Supreme Court had, ticked him off by saying people in positions should be responsible during their public utterances. And yesterday at a public meeting, somebody says Trisha and this guy, make some obscene gestures and it goes viral on social media. This is highly ridiculous. He must realize that the era of the Dravidian parties, Dravidian movement is almost over after 59 years of political domination. In the last election, Vijay won a surprise victory, and 38% of the women and 56% of young people chose Vijay's TVK party. That shows that the DMK and the AIDMK are on the decline, and the conduct of the leader of the opposition in the Tamil Nadu Assembly, Udhayanidhi Stalin, through his utterances are highly objectionable. No civilized citizen will accept it. Women, folk across the state, will be very, very disappointed and shocked. And in the next election, I won't be surprised if not a single woman will vote for the DMK. But that apart, this is highly ridiculous. The Udhayanidhi Stalin has no business to do what he did yesterday. And, I'm not surprised that he was arrested, but he was let off after 4 hours. But I hope he will learn his lessons and stop acting like an illiterate person. He was at Loyola College. He was in some films also. And one would expect a person with that kind of thing. And his father was chief minister, grandfather was chief minister. If you're coming from a family like that, what you say should not sound like arrogance. But if you are aspiring to become the chief minister or something, you have to conduct yourself with a great deal of dignity. My hunch, Shivani, is that he was desperately hoping that the DMK would win the recent election and his father would hand over the chief ministership to him. So he cannot digest a new called Vijay, grabbing power and becoming the chief minister.
But all that's wishful thinking now that we all have the results. Let's also get in a word from Mr. Lakshman on this. So, before we get on to the latest developments that are coming in this case, I want to also understand your perspective on this issue, because when we're looking at Udhayanidhi Stalin and then a TVK swift action in this case as well, do you see this battle now in Tamil Nadu, DMK versus a TVK, and you know AIDMK and BJP all sidelined? Do you think it's only because it's the TVK versus the DMK?
Since political equations in the state are changed and are changing in this dynamic situation, what my colleague, senior colleague Venkatarayan sir said, that Udhayanidhi Stalin was given a warning by no less than the Supreme Court, and even his well-wishers within the party may have advised him. But if he continues to behave like a roadside ruffian, I don't think he's crowned the DMK with glory. So, and he must be aware that now the Gen Z and the following generation are watching him very closely. He cannot escape the scrutiny of the young brigade, which is perpetually on the net and make reels. So they have shown no less a person than the Prime Minister his place, and they can easily do it to Stalin as well. And if he continues like this, even as it is, the DMK is on a slide, a downward slide, and Udayanidhi's behavior will only make the slide faster.
Right, absolutely. Let's in fact